Alright, so now I've made it to the bottom. You can see I've got bedrock going on, and if I look at the coordinates, you can see that I'm at Y level 5. So that's pretty darn low. I'm going to make my little chamber to catch myself. I actually want it on the other side, excuse me. I'm going to correct that real quick. I got a lot of resources on the way down. One thing I was really hoping to get was some iron, but I didn't find any, which is too bad. What I did find a lot of, though, you can see there's a little bit of redstone there, which I can't mine yet because I don't have any iron. But what I did get a lot of was I got a lot of copper. You can see there are 34 copper sitting there. I'm not sure if all of those are industrial craft copper or red power copper. See, one of the confusing things about the mods that I'm running is that two of them implement tin and copper. Both Red Power 2 and Industrial Craft have their own version of tin and copper, which are used for different things. Fortunately, I believe in a recent patch of some sort, they've started to use something called an ore dictionary, which allows them both to use each other's version of the ore. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to test this shaft out. I'm just going to free fall down to the bottom. And I hit something on the way. That's really embarrassing. Let's try it again. And the ladder's on the wrong side. Okay. This is totally embarrassing. I'm going to go down there and correct that. Alright, and I got upstairs and realized that it's nighttime, which means I'm going to close this cover up and use bed. I did fix everything down at the bottom, though, and recovered some of those items that I lost. It feels silly to die like a noob on my first day, but I did it. And here's a test. Hopefully a successful one. Yeah, there we go. See there, I get caught, and everything is happy. And here I am on Y level 12. I actually would like to be on 13. And then what I'm going to do on 13 is I'm going to start branch mining. Branch mining is a good way to make sure that you get all the area. What you do when you branch mine is you basically just dig straight. You dig in a really long straight mine until you don't feel like going anymore. And then you go back and you turn a corner. You just say somewhere along the line, I'm going to go left here. And then, so what you're going to do with this branch mining is you're going to make it so that you can say that I've seen every block that I possibly could have seen. There are no missing blocks in the area that I've worked on. And so, down this path, I've seen the block to the left, and I've seen the block to the right. Now, this is the first set of blocks that I haven't actually seen through yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going down this hallway. And now, however far I decide to dig these two hallways down, I'll have seen all the blocks, but I'll have only mined a third of them. So that's pretty darn cool. It's pretty efficient. And that's what I'm going to do now to try to get my first 3 iron. I'll see y'all again later when I'm done doing that. Okay, now this is just taunting me. I broke through a couple of pickaxes, actually. I'm finding tons of copper and tin, but I don't believe I can make much in the way of tools out of copper and tin. And so all I have is stone, and here I run across 3 gold, which bar my way, and 2 redstone down there. I'm going to laugh really hard if I find diamond before iron, because that would just be hilarious. In that ironic sense of the word. Man, more redstone. Alright, well, I'm going to keep going, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so you can see that I still haven't found iron, but what I did find is this little thing. This is a bunch of gravel, and this is stone. Stone stops gravel from falling, right? If I dig these 2 out, those will fall down and I'll have to deal with them. But this little trick that some of you probably know, but some of you probably don't. If you put a torch on the ground, anything that falls into the torch breaks automatically. It's a little harvester mechanism kind of thing. Just thought I'd point that out. I'm really hoping I find some iron soon, because I would really like to get to some other things. Well, this is interesting. This stuff over here is gem. It's emerald, actually, from the Red Power 2 mod. But I don't think I can harvest it with stone. It looks like the block might break. And we'll find out. Because if I can harvest it... Oh, and I can't. If I could have harvested that, emerald works for most of the same things that diamond does. Emerald, sapphire, and ruby can all be used in tools in place of diamond. They don't last as long. Oh, and here's my iron. Oh, sweet. Like I was saying, though, the gems don't last as long as diamond, but they mine just as quickly. The hoe, I think, because hoeing speed doesn't really matter, I believe the hoe lasts as long as its diamond counterpart, but I could be wrong about that. At any rate, here I have my iron, so I'm going to finish harvesting this out, and then I'm going to show you guys how crazy long this hallway was. Because, man, it took me a long time to find iron. I suppose I could actually find out how long it was by checking my coordinates and doing a little bit of subtraction. But mostly, I'll just let you guys time it. You can see here that I ran over a little bit of lava. Fortunately, didn't fall in. Had to make that little bridge over it for myself, though, so that I wouldn't fall in. That's pretty much it. You can see that I'm still going. Yeah. Oh, wait. There's my tunnel. Alright. Oh, another thing that I should probably point out that I like to do, this is great for exploring caves, for all kinds of things. I have a torch method, where I place my torches on a conventional side of the wall. I have a torch convention, that's the word I was looking for. And so what I do is I place torches on the right, so that if I'm going somewhere, I always know that the torches, while I'm going out, are on my right. And when I'm coming back, that means they're on my left. And if I ever get, disoriented, I'm ever running around in a cave and suddenly I go, oh crap, I can't remember where home is, it makes it a lot easier to say, well, all of my torches are on the right, so as soon as I see a torch, I'll just follow the torches on the left all the way back in. You can't mess yourself up with this. Like, if you put them on the center, you wouldn't really know what direction is which, but putting them on the right, you do. And so that's that, and I'm going to go make myself some stone implements. And I'll see you right after I'm done. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. Here is my steel pick. I think I accidentally misspoke while I was coming up the little ladder mine shaft thing going on there. Said that I was going to make myself some stone implements. Well, I actually made myself steel implements, or iron. I like to call it steel. So, I also ran outside to grab some more wood to make the start of my little chest system. I'm going to use these to store all the stuff that I mine. I'm probably going to light it up a little bit better than that. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, and then I might even go and put some signs here, say what's there. But that's pretty much it, and I think I'm going to call that the end of Somnivore's first episode. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll hopefully see you again tomorrow.